Hey guys, it's MMA Vulture coming at you live with this week's best UFC bets. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into it with my lock of the week being Carlos Prates. I think that he is an absolute lock this week. I think that he has an easy win over Neil Magny, who is a journeyman, and literally everybody in the division just has to go through him. And I think Carlos Prates is going to easily get through Neil Magny. Carlos Prates is an elite kickboxer with tremendous power, tremendous precision. I see him absolutely pummeling Neil Magny. That's why I put the inside the distance here. Obviously, with his money line sitting at a negative 750, it's very hard to get value in that. So that's why I went with the inside the distance sitting at a negative 400. You can add it into parlays. I see him easily beating Neil Magny. That's why I put him as my lock of the week. I mean, he is the easiest lock of this week. I feel as though he's way better than Neil Magny. He has the potential to be top 15 easily, has the potential to climb high, super high in the rankings, even be top 5 potentially. He has tremendous skill, tremendous power, like I said, and tremendous precision. He is very good. And he's part of the Fighting Nerds, which Caio Berhalio is part of, and a couple of others that are on absolute tears right now, climbing through the rankings and just pummeling people left and right. That is why I'm going with Carlos Prates, and inside the distance is looking like an absolute lock of the week. And let's go ahead and throw it to my most confident picks of this week, being, with the first one being Mansur Abdul Malik. He is going up against Dusko Tordovac, who is very, very inconsistent. He gets a knockout, gets knocked out, gets a knockout, gets knocked out. So he's very chinny. He's very unreliable. He's got a weird, clunky fight style. He's not very smooth with his striking. That is why I'm going with Mansur Abdul Malik. I think he's going to pick apart Dusko on the feet. I think he could find some level changes, but I also think he could find the knockout shot on on Dusko. I think Mansur can find the knockout shot on Dusko. That is why I'm going with Mansur. I think he's a very confident call. I think Dusko is too inconsistent and just very unreliable. Like I said, gets knocked out, gets a knockout. I believe that Mansur Abdul Malik, though only having the previous fight in UFC and coming off of that knockout in his Contender Series debut, I think he has the skills to beat Dusko. I think he has the skills in the grappling department and the striking department. I think he's a very high-skilled prospect. I think that he's going to easily get through Dusko. I think it's going to be a little bit of a trouble in the beginning because I think Dusko's a little bit chaotic and kind of aggressive at the beginning, but I think that Mansur is going to be able to fight through that, outstrike him, overwhelm him, mix in those takedowns, maybe even ground and pound him for a technical knockout. But I see Mansur Abdul Malik landing that knockout shot and getting rid of Dusko Tordovac early. Give me Mansur. And then we have the next confident pick in Charles Radke over Matthew Semzelberger. Like I said before, I don't believe Semzelberger is UFC caliber. I think that he's been struggling in the UFC. I think that this fight in particular is going to send him to the regional scene. I think that Charles Radke is a lot better of a fighter than him. I think that Charles Radke is more dangerous on the feet. He has that knockout power. Though I do not think that he's going to get a knockout, which a lot of people do feel as though he is going to. I think Charles Radke is going to get a tough fought decision over Matthew Semzelberger. I think that Charles Radke is a little bit slicker on the feet, a little bit more technical of a fighter. He's got those dangerous hooks, like I said. Not only that, he has a pretty good ground game, and I believe that he's going to be able to fare well in the grappling, be able to outstrike Matthew Semzelberger on the feet, and beat Matthew Semzelberger, who is just not UFC caliber, like I said. He isn't. This is going to be his last fight. I believe Charles Radke is going to put him away and send him to the regional scene. Give me Charles Radke to beat Matthew Semzelberger. And then let's throw it to the next confident pick, which is Melissa Dixon versus Claudia Saigula over 2.5. sitting at a negative 250. I really like this. I really believe that that fight is going to go over the 2.5 marker. I think Melissa Dixon, with her grappling, heavy pressure fight style, is going to use that to her advantage, take down Claudia. I believe that Claudia is a very tough, durable fighter. I think that both sides are tough and durable, and I believe that there's going to be exchanges on the feet and in the grappling department, but I really don't see a finish happening between these two ladies. I think it goes to the decision in which Melissa Dixon takes a 29-28 over Claudia, but we're talking about the rounds here, so give me over 2.5. I think it goes to the cards, like I said. And then let's throw it to our next confident pick, in which is a very interesting one that I'm riding with in Ryder. Rainier de Ryder over Gerald Meerschaert. Obviously, like I said previously, Ryder is actually a former 2-division champion before getting knocked out by Anatoly twice, who was the steroid user that I previously told you about. But we're focusing on this fight here, in which I believe Rainier de Ryder is a much better all-around fighter than Gerald Meerschaert, who is coming to the later end of his career, though he has been looking pretty solid. I think that Rainier de Ryder is just better in every aspect. I think he's a little bit more technical of a striker on the feet. I think that in the grappling department, I think he's more he's able to advance positions a little bit better than Meerschaert. Not only that, explode and quickly get up when he's taken down. I believe that he's just all around better in the grappling department and in the striking department. He has the knockout power. I just think that he's just a better tuned up version of Gerald Meerschaert, who is coming to the later of his end of his career, and that's why I'm going with Rainier de Ryder to beat Gerald Meerschaert. I think that Rainier de Ryder could even submit him, which is crazy to say because Gerald Meerschaert is really, really good in the grappling department, and we all know that. But that is something that I do want to keep in mind. And let's go ahead and throw it to my Degen props of this week. And we're going to start with the first one being Cortavious Romeus via submission. I think that he has a clear-cut grappling advantage. I know that Gaston Bolanos is a really good kickboxer. He has really good striking and stuff, but I believe he lacks in the grappling department. I think that Cortavious Romeus has a clear-cut grappling advantage. He does a great job of maintaining control of you when he gets on top of you. Not only that, he does a really good job of advancing positions, and I think that he could do that here against Gaston Bolanos. I think that he could mix in his striking, mix in those level changes, find the takedown on Bolanos. Maybe Bolanos snubs one, but I think that with the relentless pressure, Romeus gets a takedown. I think that he advances positions. I think that he could find that neck of Gaston Bolanos and submit him. I really do feel like Romeus is live for the submission. And let's look at it here. As you guys can see, it's sitting at a plus 190. I believe that he has a clear-cut grappling advantage here. Bolanos is dangerous on the feet. He's a very dangerous striker. But I think that Romeus is going to take this to where he has that advantage, and that's the grappling department where he has a clear-cut grappling advantage. And Bolanos has been tapped a few times. So keep that in mind. And let's throw it to the next Degen prop in Radke by decision. I am really high on this one. I know there is some people, like I said, going with the knockout, sitting at a plus 350, which I'm not going to bash you for that one because I was really contemplating it. Like, literally, I was going back and forth between knockout and decision, and because of how bad Semselberger is. I mean, he's been knocked out. He's a little bit chinny, but, like, also at the same time, if you go back and look at Semselberger, he's faced some power punchers in the past and has gone to decision with them. Like, let's go ahead and look here. He's gone to decision with Chaos Williams. He went to decision with Jeremiah Wells, who both have knockout power. Yes, he did get knocked out by Euros Medic, but I don't know. I could see a knockout from Radke because he's got those nasty hooks, those nasty powerful hooks, but I just think that it's going to be a decision here. I think Radke wins it by decision. I think it's going to be a pretty hard fought battle in which Radke still gets the 29-28 decision win over Semselberger, because I don't think Semselberger's UFC material. I think Radke's just better, and that's sitting at a plus 165. I really like that prop here. And let's go ahead and throw it to the last Degen prop I have, which is Robertson via submission. I really like Gillian Robertson via submission over Luana Pinheiro, who has been submitted a couple times as well. I think Gillian Robertson has a clear-cut grappling advantage. I think on the feet it's a lot closer striking-wise, but I think in the grappling department, I think Gillian Robertson has an easy, clear-cut grappling advantage. I mean, the over 1.5 sitting at a negative 190, so obviously they see it the same. I really think that Gillian Robertson has a clear-cut grappling advantage, and I think that she submits Pinheiro. I really do. And that's sitting at a plus 140, plus 125 around there. I really like Robertson to beat Luana Pinheiro via submission. I think that she has a clear-cut grappling advantage. I think that she's going to be able to put the pressure on Pinheiro, put a pace on Pinheiro, use those strikes and use those kicks of hers to mix in with those level changes, find those takedowns, maintain control of Pinheiro when she gets her down, advance positions, find some ground and pound, get the better of Pinheiro. Give me Gillian Robertson to submit Pinheiro. I really feel as though she's going to find that submission on Pinheiro. She has very tricky submissions. And let's go ahead and throw it to the parlays of this week. I was going to do favorite underdogs, but obviously the Cody fight ended up getting canceled, and that was going to be my only underdog as of this week, so that's why we're not doing that, and we're just going right into the parlays this week. So let's go ahead and jump right into the parlays with my parlays of this week, starting with the first one being Abdul Malik moneyline and Prates inside the distance at negative 171. I feel as though this is a very safe prop bet. Like I said, I think Prates kills Neil Magny, and then Abdul Malik, I think that he gets the better of Dusko Tordovak, who is very inconsistent, like I said. And I do want to remind you guys, as these props go on, they get a lot riskier, a lot more degen, so just wanted to say that. Let's throw it to the second parlay in Abdul Malik moneyline and Ryder moneyline. I like Abdul Malik, like I said. Dusko's too inconsistent. Then we have Ryder moneyline, who is going up against Gerald Meerschaert, and Gerald Meerschaert is coming to the later end of his career. Rainer de Ryder coming from the one promotion and being a double champ over there. I believe that he is all around better than Gerald Meerschaert, striking and grappling wise, which is very surprising to say the grappling wise part, but he really is. Then we have the next one, and that is sitting at a negative 145. That's a safe parlay, I believe. Then we have the next parlay with Mullins over 2.5, Prates inside the distance again at negative 133. I believe it's a safe prop again. Like I said, Prates inside the distance is one of my locks of this week. That's why he is in this so many times. Mullins over 2.5. Like I said, Mullins has a clear-cut grappling advantage. I think that she's going to be able to pepper Claudia in the striking department. I think that she's going to be able to also land takedowns at will, find those takedowns, overwhelm Claudia, maintain control of her. I think that it's going to go to the cards. I really do. I think Claudia and Melissa are both tough competitors on both sides. And I think that this fight definitely goes to the cards in which Melissa gets the better. And then we have that sitting at a negative 133, like I said. Then we have Abdul Malik moneyline, Romeus moneyline sitting at a negative 121. I really like that. I think Romeus could find the submission over Gaston Bolanos, who lacks in the grappling department. And then we have the next parlay in Romeus moneyline, Ryder moneyline sitting at a negative 108. I believe that's safe as well. Then we have Radke moneyline, Mullins over 2.5, sitting at a plus 126 if you want to go into that plus money. I really think that is very live. I think Radke, it's going to be a close fight, but I think Radke has the skills, and Semselberger is just not UFC material. I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Radke pulls it off and is the better fighter. And then Mullins, I believe, definitely goes over 2.5. Then we have Ryder moneyline, Romeus moneyline, Radke moneyline sitting at a plus 212. The triple R's sitting at a plus 212. I really think that is live. And then we have over 2.5 Mullins, Radke decision, Prates inside the distance sitting at a plus 364. It's a risky live, but I see all of those happening, to be completely honest. The Mullins fight I see going to the cards. I think that a lot of grappling exchanges are going to happen. A lot of time is going to be eaten up. Very little striking exchanges in which neither of them really have the best power. So that's why I believe over 2.5 is live on that one. Radke decision, like I said, Radke and Semselberger, I think it goes to decision. I think Radke does have the power to knock him out, but I think that Matthew Semselberger is going to be able to survive. I think that there's going to be a lot more grappling exchanges than people think. I think that striking-wise, Charles Radke is also going to get the better of Matthew Semselberger on the feet, picking him apart, outstriking him, overwhelming him, and finding the win via decision. I really feel as though Charles Radke is live for the decision win. Then we have Prates inside the distance. Nothing needs to be said about that one. Then let's throw it to the next parlay in Abdul Malik moneyline, Ryder moneyline, Prates inside the distance, Robertson submission at plus 408. Risky live, but again, I feel like it's very, very live to hit. I feel like Abdul Malik definitely should win. Ryder is going up against GM3, who is coming to the end of his career. Then we have Prates inside the distance. He's going to absolutely murder Neil Magny. And then we have Robertson sub, which is a little bit, a little bit on the riskier side, but I feel as though she has a clear-cut grappling advantage and should easily be able to take down Luana Pinheiro, maintain control of her, advance positions, and find that neck, find that ankle, find that arm. I feel as though she can find that submission. And then we have the next parlay in Robertson sub and Romeo sub, plus 596. That is the sub prop of the week. I really feel as these two people, Robertson and Romeus, both have the clear-cut grappling advantage. Both of their opponents lack in the grappling department. Both of them have all right takedown defense. They don't even have very good takedown defense on their opponent's side. That's why I believe they both are live to get the submissions. They both are very well at maintaining people when they get them to the ground. They're both very well at advancing positions, finding those tricky submissions, and getting them. That's why I like that parlay. Then we have the next parlay, which is the Degen parlay of the week. Radke decision, over 2.5 in the Mullins fight. Romeus sub at plus 976, nearly 1,000. And I believe that is the Degen prop parlay of the week. I really like that. I really think it's live. If you want to, you could switch out Romeus with Robertson if you feel that's more live to hit. But I think all of those are live to hit. And if you guys haven't, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!